an interesting perspective on who is on the opposition per se, with the broad-based government coming into play. There is also Kalonzo Musyoka, who seemed to maintain that side of opposition, the likes of Martha Karua and all. The opposition has come up to slam government together with the church, and they have spoken on several issues. What do you make of the response, okay, one, the specific message from the opposition to the government, and then the response from the government to such criticism, be it positive or negative? How ideally should this whole issue of opposition be able to play out in modern-day democracy in Kenya?
Yeah, George, it's a very interesting question in the sense that today it is not clear who are rightfully in the opposition or who still claim that position of the opposition, given the fact that our big brother, the ODM party, has decided one morning it is in the government, the other day it is in the opposition. This creates a bit of confusion. But a number of us who are still strongly in the opposition, including our good friend Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, Martha Karua, and many other people, we strongly believe that the government of the day must be held to account, not because we not have a lot of time for it, but they have that mandate that they were given by the people of Kenya, that for the intervening period between 2022 and 2027, they are supposed to be the doers of anything that happens in Kenya insofar as public policy pronouncement is concerned. Of course, in so doing, they ought to keep to certain basic rules, basic decorum, basic understanding that they should not exceed the law. And that's why from time to time we call them to account that yes, here you have exceeded the law. That's why we said whatever happened in Limuru, we still condemn it. We condemn it because we don't want it to escalate to a level that it will be impossible for government to rein in. As people who have been around for quite some time, we know the post-election violence of 2007. We know what they were calling tribal clashes. When you allow them to escalate to a certain level, even the instruments of state will not be able to rein in any excesses that arise out of that. This therefore means we would rather deal with the issues before they escalate to another level. And if you ethnicize the country the way they want to, by hoping that they will be able to cow in the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua into believing that he does not want him or his community to be isolated, that is the wrong direction to take, because at the end of the day, every community in Kenya matters. And more so, given the fact that the community that the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua comes from comprises 26% of the voting bloc, and also comprises close to 50% of the African GDP. And this therefore means the two combined is an issue that you cannot right away and ignore as if it doesn't exist. What we need, as my good friend Philip Kisia, what we need to do is to improve our level of civility, to rein in good manners, and to start almost to be cultivating trust, which has increasingly gone down to the extent that people don't trust each other. Even people who were together 2 years ago, fighting from the same side of the equation, are now almost on separate lines. Remember when the Honorable Peter Mwadi was speaking good things about Rigathi, he was told, no, this is the guy who made you get out of parliament. And Engineer Kiragu, who was supported by the immediate former deputy president, was seated on another tent, almost enjoying the melee that took place. Why do I say so? The same boys, if you are to carefully look at the videos, who are trying to visit mayhem on the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua are the same boys who escorted the Honorable Kiragu almost like he was their main patron or their don. So some of these things, yes, you may do it and you get away with it because you're on this right side of government, not right side of the law. But it is something temporary. When it escalates beyond whatever you call is an event, it can make this country get to almost tottering on the brink of a political disaster.
Yeah, Kisia, there's this whole story on the church, and we've seen pictures on screen. As you can see, there is a church actually in the western part of the country that actually accepted there's a bishop who accepted the offering from the president, and there's been that conversation on acceptance of these offerings just because and as you can see, he's that receiving of that offering. What do you make on, in as much as you talk about the distinction, where is the line on integrity and all these issues? There has been that conversation in the previous regime where there was accusations, several accusations that followed the giving to these churches. The president has come out to say he himself is a product of giving. Where does that set the precedence? Does that mean then